What we're going to do is we are going to go back and we are going to practice the backwards book walk, which we did last week on Friday with our history book. And if you guys remember, we started that by reading the last part of the book and then making inferences or educated guesses about what we thought was going on in the chapter and what the title of that chapter in the history book would be. I'm going to switch things up. For our warm-up, we're actually going to use a fiction book called The Lamb Aru. Okay? So what I'm going to have you guys do is I'm going to have you guys partner up, and I want you guys to, when you get the book, I want you guys to turn to the very last page, just like we did with the history book, because that's going to give you the conclusion. Do you guys know what the conclusion is? Who can tell me what a conclusion is?
The ending of the book.
The ending of the book, or when the story culminates or comes to an end. That's correct. So you guys are going to go ahead and read that, and then before you do anything else, you guys are going to both write down on your piece of paper what you think the book might be about. Okay? If you guys have any questions or you find words that you haven't seen before, go ahead and raise your hand, and I'll come by and we can work on the vocabulary. Okay? Now, while you guys are doing that, I'll be walking around just to make sure that everyone's okay. So I'm going to pass out the books. When you guys get it, remember you're going to turn to the very last page, and you guys can partner read. Okay? That way I can hear you guys reading. Okay?
He jumped happily back into his mom's pouch. For the very first time, he didn't mind being different. He didn't mind having a thick, woolly coat. He didn't mind not being able to do huge jumps. He was perfectly happy to be the only lamb in the world.
Did you guys finish reading? Mm-hmm. And did you guys understand? Did you have any questions about any of the words or any of the meaning? Okay, so remember, now you guys on your piece of paper, you're going to write down what you think that the rest of the book might be about, okay? And you guys can talk and bounce ideas off each other while you do that, okay?
I think it means like normally put together like a kangaroo and a lamb. Yeah.
Okay, about another 30 seconds. Remember, it's just going to be a short sentence about what you guys think that the theme or what the rest of the book is going to be about. And you guys will put your pencils down on the table when you're done so that I know everyone is finished. Okay, so do I have any volunteers who'd like to share what they think that the rest of the book is going to be about?
I think it's going to be about an animal that is a kangaroo and half a kangaroo and half a lamb.
Okay, so you think it's going to physically be half of a kangaroo and half of a lamb put together? Okay, do you agree with that? What do you think?
I think that a lamb gets lost and the kangaroo is going to help it.
It's going to help it? Okay, and those are both great guesses about what the rest of the book is going to be about. Now, who could tell me how can we figure out which one of those is correct, or if it's something completely different? What can we use or what can we look at to find out what really happens in the book?
You could use the pictures.
Oh, that's great. That's a great text feature. Pictures. What else can we use?
You can look back at the text.
Yeah, we're going to look back through the book. Now that you guys have done that, what you're actually going to do, going backwards, is you're not going to actually read any of the words. All you're going to do is go picture by picture. Okay? So what I want you guys to do in your papers is I want you to draw a line underneath what you guys just wrote. Because what you're going to do is you're going through the book. If you see anything that changes what you think about what the book's going to be about, like if you see something that makes you think, okay, maybe it's not a lamb and a kangaroo put together, you're going to go ahead and write that down so that you have your ideas on paper, so that when we get to the very end and we're going to try and think of what the title of the book is, you'll have all those clues to look back at, okay? So again, together, you guys are going to flip back through the book, looking at the pictures and writing down any clues that you find in those pictures that change or that support your original idea, okay? Again, while you guys are doing that, I'll be walking around if you have any questions. Okay, so now you guys have gone through all the pictures. I want you guys to quickly write down anything that you saw in there that changes or backs up what you put for your original idea. Like for instance, if you saw a picture in there that actually showed the lamb and he wasn't part kangaroo, that's a good illustration that you could use to show that it might not have been about that. Or you said that he might have gotten lost. You know, there might have been pictures in there that showed, you know, him getting lost or something like that. Remember, all the clues and all the evidence that we need to find our answers are actually in the text, so this is a good way for us to locate those. And one thing I wanted to point out while you guys were doing that is one of the main reasons why this is usually done with like the history book that we used is because history books have text features like headings and captions and things like that. They give you better ideas. It provides text even when you're not reading the story. With fiction, it makes it a little bit more difficult because the only thing you really have are the illustrations. But with picture books like this, the illustrations are really detailed and they show you a lot of what's going on. So that's why I wanted to use this, so you guys could see how illustrations could really help. Now, do you think that if I took all of the words out of the book and all you could see were the pictures, do you think you'd understand what was going on?
Not really.
No, not at all? Like in this picture here, if I was to cover the words, well, what do we see in the picture?
A lamb.
We do. We see a lamb.
It's dark.
It's
Also.
dark. Is there anyone else with him?
No.
No, so he's alone. So, well, while it may be difficult to write it exactly how the author did, we can still find clues that'll help us. Okay? So while you guys are looking at the pictures, did you find anything that changed your mind?
I saw that he wasn't half kangaroo.
Okay, so he's all lamb. So what does that make you think? What would that change your mind to if I was to go back and ask you what you thought the book was going to be about?
I think that he was a lamb and he wanted to be like other animals and he wanted to be like a kangaroo.
Like a kangaroo, okay. How about you? Did you find anything that changed your mind, or?
One of the pictures, I think he was with mice, and it looked like they were having fun.
Okay. Okay, so now what you guys are going to do, now that we've had a chance to read the conclusion and look at the pictures, you guys are going to take 1 minute and work together, and I want you guys to try and come up with a title for the book. I want you guys to guess, just based on the evidence that you've seen and the evidence that you have, what do you think the title of the book is? And I'm going to give you guys a minute to work together and do that, okay?
Lamb. I think it should be called The Lamb and the Kangaroo. Okay.
Okay, so what did you guys think? What did you guys come up with based on the clues that you have?
The Lamb and the Kangaroo.
The Lamb and the Kangaroo. So do you guys want to see the title? Okay, so the title of this book is The Lamb-aroo. Okay, so you were absolutely right. What he did, and you know how you said that it was half lamb, half kangaroo? Yep, the title is half lamb, half kangaroo. So you guys did a great job.